Hello and welcome to the UK earnings look ahead with me, Fiona Singleton, Senior Market Analyst at City Index. So as well as the UK banks that will be reporting, we've got Barclays and NatWest Group kicking off UK earnings. We also have BP, oil major, reporting this week. They can be seen in the written report. So here we're just going to look at a couple more UK equities who are reporting this week, namely Unilever. We've also got British American Tobacco and also Barratt Redrow. So without further ado, let's just crack on. So we're going to be looking here. This is the Unilever share price that we're watching here. Unilever, but the market's going to be very much watching what CEO Hein Schumacher, his turnaround strategy, and how's that going? Unilever reported 15.2 billion in the previous quarter, and underlying sales growth of 4.5%, which was ahead of market expectations. So investors are going to be watching to see whether Unilever can maintain this streak of consecutive quarters of positive and improving volume revenue growth. So inflationary pressures are easing in the UK. They're down quite considerably, and in Europe from where they've been, although they are a little bit sticky now around these levels, but still at the sort of just above 2% level compared to where they've been. That's quite low. And the focus is very much on whether price hikes will continue to moderate at Unilever and what that impact then will be on sales growth. Now, gross margins will also be on the spotlight as the company aims for an operating margin of 18%, driven in part by cost savings. Now, this is the daily chart that we're looking at here. We can see that the price has fallen away from that peak that we saw. Just bear with me, sorry. The peak that we saw of just £5 there back in September. We have been seeing a series of lower highs and lower lows, but that seems to have formed a bottom there around the 440 level, and we've seen it ride back above that 200 SMA. So that's really been guiding the price higher. We were also breaking out above the 100 SMA and also this falling trend line there. So next, what we'll be looking for is around the 4,757 level in order to get a confirmation of the breakout from that triangle pattern towards 4,875-ish. On the upside, as far as support is concerned, I mean, immediate support is on this falling trend line here, 4,650. Obviously, the 200 SMA around 4,550 is also pretty key. That's a level that I said that's sort of been offering support over the past month or so. And then on the downside, if in order to create sort of continue the lower low, we would need to get below 4,418. So the next one that we'll be looking at is let's see if we can pull it up. Barratt Redrow. Here we go. So, but they're going to be reporting on Wednesday, and their numbers will be basically come amid an improving outlook, I think, for the UK house building stocks, amid improving optimism surrounding government initiatives and falling interest rates. Let's not forget the Bank of England cut interest rates last week by 25 basis points. Now, obviously, a lower interest rate is helping to lift demand. Also, mortgages become more affordable, helping boost the housing market. Now, if we just have a look at data from Halifax last week, it showed that house prices in Britain surged to a record high of rising by 0.7% in January. And there's also other sort of improving UK housing market will be obviously helping the outlook for house builders. But separately, we're also seeing that the government is discussing a return of Help to Buy schemes, and reports that the Financial Conduct Authority may also relax mortgage affordability rules, making it easier for first-time buyers to secure loans. Now, these are all moves that could also help boost demand for housing, lifting housing prices. And Barratt Redrow is well positioned to benefit from such policy changes. Now, this is the share price has been under a little bit of pressure after reaching that peak of around 550 back in August, despite the fact that's when we've been seeing interest rates starting to come lower. We have actually found that there is a bottom. There has been a bottom around that £4 level, and we've seen a recovery, but failure to rise above that 200 SMA, I think, is a little bit concerning. I mean, that does mean that bears are going to be in control whilst we're below it. We've got this falling trend line here. We have found support on that falling trend line, which is also the 50 SMA around the 432 level. We've rebounded higher. Buyers are going to need to get over the 100 SMA, which is around the 450, 446 level, and really this 200 SMA at 467 in order to create a higher high and to bring the £5 back into focus. If we get a break below the £4 level, that's when we get to see a lower low. So that's what to be watching out on the downside. Okay, then finally we also have BATs, who will be reporting. Now, interestingly, even as the tobacco market declines rapidly, we're still seeing, look at the share price rally up here at record levels. I do believe, let me just double check that. Yeah, we are looking at record highs there. Oh no, maybe not ish. Yes, we are. But let's just get back to our daily. There we go. The market, yeah, as I said, even though we've seen this rapid decline in tobacco market in the UK, BATS is expected to deliver single-digit growth in underlying revenue and operating profits when it reports full year numbers. However, a strong US dollar could prove problematic as that actually inflates the US dollar denominated debt, meaning that the balance sheet could look a little bit more stretched than hoped for initially. And attention will be very much on guidance this year, with hopes of growth very much from the new category products such as vapes. And also the decision by Trump to withdraw a proposed ban on menthol cigarettes also removes a headwind for its legacy product. Now, just as far as the technical outlook here, I mean, it's clearly in very overbought territory on the RSI. So, but it has been an overbought territory on several occasions. We do tend to see sort of some consolidation, a slight easing back before powering higher. As far as support is concerned, it's broken out of this rising channel 3240. That's the level on the downside. That's the rising trend line support. And then below that, we've got sort of this level here, the 3000 level, which is also the midpoint for the rising channel, which could offer some support. It would take a move below here, the 2800, to really create a lower low and change the structure of this chart. So that is just what we've been watching. So that's what we've been watching recently. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you next week.